Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome to the film room. Today we're going to be breaking down Boston College versus Syracuse Women's Lacrosse 2021 Championship and an excellent play from Syracuse Lacrosse. Let's get into it. All right, everyone, we're going to jump into the play right now. We're going to watch the whole entire sequence all the way through, and I'm going to be talking through a couple of things that I noticed while we play it through, and then we're going to go back. I got my little stylus right here, my iPad, and I'm going to be drawing some squiggly lines and illuminating a couple of things that Syracuse does very well, and hopefully that's going to help you as a player, a parent, and as a coach. So let's dive into it. Syracuse has the ball right here, first quarter. Boston College just scored one. Now, if you don't know about Syracuse, especially back in 2021, they love to run motion offense from up top. They love to run weaves. And a particular reason why they love to run weaves is because weaves are kind of hard to guard, especially at the intersection. Essentially, you have one player cutting across the other player, making this X. Now, at that axis point, the defense really has to make a decision whether or not they're going to switch or stay with that person. You could also mix in picks, you can mix in slips, you can mix in a whole bunch of things. So weaves are really good to do that. If you're out there and you're looking for some kind of new motion offense, I would consider weaves. Now, obviously, we just missed a play. Sam Swart right there just scored off of this weave. It was really good. Now, there's a couple of things that you might have missed early on. We're going to watch the highlight right here, the replay. Okay, she looks like she's going to attack. She kind of just steps in the way of this other defender. With that, it's not really even a pick. It's just taking space and holding that defender or blocking that defender's path to then go and guard Sam. So now we got that play and we watched the whole thing. We watched the highlight. Now let's get into the full breakdown of this. So got my stylus. I'm going to rewind things all the way back so that we can check this out. And I'm going to be drawing on this as well. So let's get into it. All right, so now, again, from the very beginning, Syracuse has the ball, flip pass. This flip pass right here, boom, let's actually use yellow. This flip pass right here, it's so good. I mean, that, for lack of a better word, it's so good. But it's such a great pass to incorporate into your arsenal of different passes, different releases, all that good stuff, because this allows you to not throw it full steam ahead right as your teammate is cutting towards you. A little flip pass is really good. You can start doing some fake flips as well. A lot of girls teams struggle with this because instead of flipping the ball straight up, they flip the ball towards their teammate, and that really launches that thing towards them. Now, if you have a little bit of distance, it can work, but typically you want to flip that ball straight up in the air and allow your teammate to run through it. All right, so let's get into it. So now, right, this person goes back right here. If you don't see that person, she was probably a defender. She carried the ball over. Now she's going back so that she can get her midi in. All right, so now they're just kind of staging. They're waiting for everybody to get in. Okay, we got all sevens now. That's something we call getting even, meaning that before this midi stepped back into the play, Boston College had 7 players and Syracuse only got 6 on the field. So they weren't going to go into their offense yet. Now, this is a very important note for attackers, especially if your middies are barely getting back over across the line. Don't press the action, I mean, unless you have to, but don't press the action. Give your middies a break. Let them get across the line, get the ball swinging around, see what you got from the offensive side, see if there's anything that you could pick up about the defense, and then go into your play, your motion, whatever. Okay, so 55 is the party starter. She gets that thing, started. Now notice how 55, she is going straight through right here. She's getting out of dodge. And what that does is it creates space. That's number one. But it also gives an option to cut for her. If she wanted to, she could look back at the ball. But it looks like she's going to go set a pick. Yep, right there. If you see that, she goes and sets a pick right here on this girl. I wouldn't say this is the best pick. She doesn't get wide enough. The defender obviously has time to see this and get around her, and that's okay. I would have preferred that number 24 kind of stayed there a little bit more, but you're going to see in a second, she's going to come back up and receive this ball. Let me see if I can go back over here and kind of delete this right here. Erase, erase, erase. No, I can't erase it. Well, we'll get to that. We'll keep that there. But anyways, so now, let me see. Let me actually delete this. Boom. baby, let's go. So now 24 is coming, a little pass right there. That's nice. That's easy. It's nothing crazy. Now 24 is looking, but let's look off ball. Let's look at the opposite side of the field. This now over here becomes the strong side of the field. Why is it the strong side of the field? Because they have more numbers. They actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there, and 5, leaving 6 and 7. A two-man game right here. This two-man game, really good. If they wanted to, they could have initiated some offense from here, but that's not essentially what they're doing. Forgive me, my son's in the other room wrestling. But that's what they could have also gotten just from running that little bit of motion. And on this side too, they might even run a stack. They don't. That's okay. A stack is just like they're setting up this type of play, kind of like a inbound basketball play where they're all stacking up and then they're going to disperse, maybe set picks for each other. But again, here comes another weave, right? She passes the ball early, obviously, for this one, and then she cuts right in front of this defender. Now, let's just say number 24's defender stayed with her. She could have just went over the top because this defender sagged off. I know it's a lot of sketching right there. That defender sagged off and she could have took that shot. She could have even taken the time and room if she did not approach. She could have snuck it around her, but you have to have long ball skills or long range skills, being able to snipe from past the 8 in order to hit that. So now they're looking for it again. Now notice this, right? Let's go back a little bit. Notice on the opposite side what they're doing. They're kind of running this stack. Notice right here, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. This player right here, she's going to set a pick for Emma Ward to come over the top, just like that. Let me use a different color there. She's going to come over the top if they could have got that. It's not there, so they don't go to that option, but that's a good curl right there to come off of this pick from that person. Is it illegal? I'm not the judge of that. I'm not an official. I'm just telling you what's happening right there. Let's zoom back out. All right, let me move this back up here. This is like this new app that I'm using. It's really good, but it takes some getting used to. All right, so now we're looking 35. Very good right here because she's looking down here. She's looking to see, hey, can I get this cut through? Can I give it to her right here? That might be the best option, but Boston College is defending it very well, so it's not there, so she's not going to give it. She shows great patience. Emma Ward breaks out. This is a good outlet right here. I think she's going to catch this right now. We'll check it out in a second. Oh, now, I don't know if you just saw this. We're going to zoom in just a little bit. Oh, we can't zoom in at that rate. Let's zoom in. No, it's going to keep it out. She kind of gives or hints that she's going to give a fake pass just a little bit. Right there. See how she drops her hands just a little bit right there? That's so good. That's so good. Like, you got to be really good at that stuff and have practiced for a while to throw those fakes like that. So it's not there. Now, here comes this cut from behind. Obviously, they're going back up top because a lot of their offense is top heavy, right? Notice how we have all these players, 1, 2, 3, 4 players hovering over here. You have 1, 2, and 3. Emma Ward just cut all the way over here to be an outlet, to get out of the way, to create space. They can initiate offense from here as well. But if you notice, and if you have picked up so far, they like to overload one side of the field, right? And they typically like to overload the side of the field closest to the crease on the left side or right side. So we have that right there. Let me erase this if I can. Booyah, booyah. Now it's not there. Homegirl's coming back up top. Let's see what she does. Now she's looking. Now she's skipping. Now she has the space. Notice how her defender is staying back there. Again, if she was a sniper, she could then step down hard and launch that thing. But you got to practice that. And it's not really hard to do. You just got to like kind of be willing to train that a lot and work on that skill because it gives you another option. All right, so now she's looking, she's observing. Let's look at what's going on down here. So obviously this stack of 4 girls down here, they dispersed, they're coming up. Boston is trying to figure out what's going on. Sam Swart, if you notice her, right? She's waiting, she's looking. Now, if you notice how the field is going to be orientated, Emma Ward's cutting this way, getting out of town, taking that defender with her. So now you're gonna have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 girls down there. You overloaded behind the crease. Now you have primary option. We'll do this right here. 1 and 2. So it's a 2-man game off of a weave. It's really good. So she's gonna cut down, she's gonna give it to her, and she's gonna go in, she's gonna score. The defense, the slides, the first slide, second slide, they're too far. They can't help on that particular thing. But I do wanna go back actually all the way to the beginning because I wanna show you what Sam Swart does. She actually attacks from that wing elbow before a little bit towards the top. If you notice right here, here she is right here. She's gonna catch, she's gonna go down. It's not there. But notice, let's erase this. Let's keep an eye on Sam Swart right here. Notice she is not done. She is going to go all the way behind the cage and come up to the other side. Let's keep watching her. There she is right there again. Now she gets to the side. She gets out of frame, but she's there. She's coming up. Now she's watching. She knows that this play or set or motion might be coming to her, so she's ready to go. Let me erase this stuff right here. It's a hot mess, but that's okay. So now look at her watching. She's ready. She could see the whole field from right here. She could see what's going on. She's also looking at her defense. Her defender is actually in good position because she's a half step behind Sam. Let me actually use a different color for that. She's right here and she's right here. Notice how she's a little bit lower to protect cage because if she was higher, Sam can just go back door on her and dominate, get a back door. We call that the ponytail rule. So if you got a ponytail, you don't want to let the offensive players see that. If they can see your ponytail, that means you're probably going to get beat. Let me delete all this stuff right here. All right, let's keep going. So now we're looking. I love this. She's quarterbacking the offense just by looking, just by seeing. Maybe there's an option for this curl, right? Okay, it's not there. But now she says, okay, I don't like those options. What she does is she squares up. Let me draw a little square right here. She squares up to this defender. Good stance, by the way. Love this stance. Very athletic, ready to go left or right. Okay? Squares up to this defender, looks like she's going to attack in, and what does she do? She takes the space inside the 8. She does not stay on the outside. Here's one thing I always say to attackers, especially that are not the primary attackers. They're not the number 1 option. You still got to be a threat. Whether you're option 1, 2, 3, 4, whether the girl is going to a D1 college or not on your team or whatever, you still got to be a threat because if you get the respect of the defenders, right, vis-a-vis, they are going to slide on you. Watch this a little bit right here. Then that's going to open up doors of opportunities for your other teammates, whether you're the primary option or not. So you always kind of have to threaten the attack, whether or not you are going to attack. So let's just see what happens right here. She takes that space inside the 8, right? Beautiful flip pass. Got to practice those flip passes. Now, Sam, let me just harp on this really quick. This flip pass right here, again, straight up in the air. Notice how Sam is running into it right there. Do we see that? Let me get rid of that line right there. Do we see that? She ran straight into it so that she didn't have to worry about whether or not that ball's coming so fast at her. She ran into it, she caught it, it was easy for her, it was above her shoulder, right into her pocket. Perfect pass. Now, let's look at this again. Catches it. Notice her trajectory. Her defender got through that pick, right? Or she switched, I'm sorry. The defense switched. But by this point, you have Sam going full speed into this cut, into this weave. And now you have this defender whose momentum was going this way, and now she's got to go back this way. But Sam has a full step and full speed on her because, again, they're weaving, and this is the beauty of the weave, especially for teams that like to switch. So now she gets it. Notice that plant step right there. I don't know if you saw that. She's breaking down to plant and to go back. Again, weaves, you got to practice. So gets it. She sees that her defender took that space. She recovered very well, right? She's there. But Sam, again, has that step on her. Let me erase this really quick. She has that step on her. Takes a little bit of the contact, not too much. And again, attackers, you're going to take contact. Whether it's a foul or not, you still got to be able to put the ball in the back of the net or do the things that you've intended to do. So train with some contact. Hit me up if you need some help on that. Anyways, so now notice right here where she's firing from inside the 8. She has a little bit of distance. She's a little bit towards the arm of the 8. She's not exactly outside of the 8, so it's not a long bomb. But there is some distance between her and the cage, and that's super important to know. She can snipe it from there. And let's see the placement. I think it's about right over here. So goalie's left shoulder, I'm assuming, right there above the left shoulder. It's good placement. It's good, especially, watch this. Going away from the cage. Did you see that? Let me rewind it. Oh, let me erase that. Look at her go, right here. What I would prefer and what I teach a lot of my players to do and a lot of coaches do, try and turn the corner, get downhill, go towards the cage, get your hips turning towards the cage. But here's the reality. You don't always have that option. So now, here comes this slide, slide number 1. She's too far though, she ain't got a chance. If Sam Swart can't shoot, yeah, she can get her. But she can shoot, that's the thing right there. So now notice her trajectory. She's shooting going away from cage for the most part. She does kind of get her hips turning back towards cage. Let me erase all that stuff right there. But she doesn't get a full rotation on that shot. She actually even releases off of her top hand. I try not to have my players do that a lot of times because I think it builds bad habits, but for Sam, it worked. She had power behind it. Let me erase this really quick. So again, I want you to focus on this. Shooting going in a diagonal angle away from cage is sometimes needed and necessary. All right, takes a little bit of contact, kind of like, whoop, nope, not gonna get me. And then, let me delete that. Let me get rid of this error right here, see if I can get it. Boom, there we go. Takes that shot. And she avoids the press check from this sliding defender. She shoots early. Notice in terms of orientation on the field, let me try and draw a straight line from center hash to right there. It's not the best line, let me do it again. Right there. She is on the left side of the field. She went from the weak side, less players, to the strong side. It's totally fine as long as the spacing is good. So those are just a couple of things that Syracuse did very well. Let's go over the highlight. Woo, celebrations. Gotta have a good celebration. Gotta talk to your team after to see what you did well, to see what you guys can improve on. Notice her face though, really quick. I don't wanna zoom in on her face, but just notice her face. Dude, she's not celebrating like that. She's locked in. It's game time. Yeah, I got a bucket, but you know what? The job's not done yet. It's the first quarter. We got a long game. Hey, I got a point. Excellent. I'm happy. But guess what? We got to go back to work. I love that. They're talking about it. High five. Good support, teammate. All right, let's go. Let's keep going to the highlight. All right, so again, this is part of the weave right here. Nice little pass. Outside hand. I love it. Not inside hand. At this level, everybody knows that. But for those younger players that do not like to use their outside hand, whether that's their left or their right, because maybe it's their non-dom, dude, you got to practice. And this is because, look at the defender's stick right there. She's taking away your inside hand. There ain't no chance you're going to get that. So make sure to practice with that offhand. Now look at number 43. Look at how she's looking right there. I love the way that she's looking for those opportunities. She's looking. Look at Emma Ward. She might go and set a dummy pick right here. Or just take up space. You could just take up space. That's totally fine. Just running. Now, again, this is what I talked about earlier. Look at how much space this person has against her defender. She has a lot of space. Can she shoot from there? Does she have the right angle? Could she have maybe fake the dodge back in and then went over the top to kind of throw off her defender to freeze her a little bit? Could have. Could she have went 1v1 right here? 100%. Because look at, she has this way or this way. 3 defenders, 3 slides on this side, 2 slides on this side. It really doesn't matter. She could have went left or right. So if you have something like this, dude, I would say take it. Now, obviously they're running things because they know that the weave is going to work. This side is not as preferential. Let me actually highlight which side. This side is not as preferential because this defender is a little bit higher. So she's a little bit of a quicker slide if she's paying attention. So now she elects to again, watch this, get it to Sam. Sam, look at the distance. So the defender actually, this is a better angle, has a lot of space to recover. But again, Sam is going full speed. Full speed. She didn't actually curl that far. Full speed. That's kind of where she takes the shot right there. Boom. But notice, her defender has to now break down. It's so hard. It's so hard. What they really should have done is maybe this defender should have opened up space. This person took it away. I don't know your name. Sorry about that. And then let her primary defender on Sam cut through. We call that opening up. That's a tactic. Mostly comes from basketball. Look at this. She's still kind of there, but again, it's a foot race. Sam's got that speed, and that's what they set up on purpose. They wanted to use that speed to their advantage. Again, number 43 right here had a 1v1, but maybe they didn't want that matchup. They didn't like that matchup. Maybe the matchup they liked was Sam against number 28 going downhill full speed while the defender's trying to recover. They know that they're gonna switch on weaves. They know this, okay? They watch film, they've seen enough games, they can call these things out. So this is the matchup that they went for. They are very tactical in this, and it was very good. This is that lax IQ that coaches talk about. How do you establish lax IQ? You know how you establish that? You play more games. There's a lot of people out there talking about raising confidence, mostly on the girls' side of the game. And in my experience, there's 3 great ways, practical ways that you can increase your confidence to do stuff like this in a game. Number 1 is you gotta play more pickup games. You have to sharpen your experiences. You have to fail quick, and you need to fail a lot. And then you also gotta analyze those failures so that you can improve upon them. You can't do that if you only play 2 games a week. You can't do that if you don't really get any scrimmage time in practice, especially if you're so nervous about dropping the ball. The other thing that you need to do is obviously work on your hard skills. You can do all the mental gymnastics in the world, but if you're not working on your hard skills, catching, passing, cradling, shooting, whatever it is, to a degree that you are rock solid, well then you're never gonna be able to do this. So hard skills are very, very important. The mental stuff, yeah, we need that stuff, but again, you gotta have the hard skills in order to do this. And then number 3, here's what I advise. This is what's really helped me. Play with players who are older and wiser, maybe not that much older, but wiser, and are willing to coach you through things. They will give you an experience jump that you might take years to get on your own. But if you play with older, wiser players, and this does not happen a lot in lacrosse, unfortunately, it happens a lot in basketball, football, baseball, all that stuff. We play with older players all the time. These older players, for the most part, I'm not gonna say it's all the time, they know how to coach you up in the game. It's not the best all the time, but I've learned so much by playing with older players on how to set picks. Hey, you don't wanna go inside right here. You don't wanna cut up this time. You can't gain that experience and that confidence by not playing pickup games, not training more, doing your high school thing. Like, some people got it, some people don't, and some people need more. That's where you can build this confidence. I know I just went on a rant, but that's how you really build this type of confidence and this type of lax IQ. More training on your own, okay? More games that are non-consequential. Who cares? Just play, learn, right? Try not to get beat up too much, especially in lacrosse. Find the right training partners. And then play with older, wiser people who are willing to walk you through certain situations in the game so that you can increase that experience level 10 times faster than what you would be able to do on your own. And that are a couple of practical ways to increase your confidence on the field. I promise you, it works. You can do all that mental gymnastics things and all that, but you know what? The hard skills are the hard skills, and you need those, and those are the things that work, and you need the experience, and you need the game time. That's how it works. All right, guys, we're at the end of today's breakdown. Did you like that breakdown? Let us know in the comments if you did. If you found it helpful, make sure to subscribe to the Prime Lacrosse YouTube page. Hit the like button if you liked it, notification bell so you are made aware of all our videos when they drop, and share it with a friend. Let us know what you want to see next time. All right, to the next film room breakdown. We'll catch you on the field.